So change is on the way, but it's not done overnight, as we just heard. But why not, really? With me for the second part of this talk about the future of journalism, please welcome Morten Skovsgaard, professor and scientific researcher with a focus on implementing constructive journalism. Hi, Morten. And also Nico, Drok, professor at Weidenheim University and vice chair of the World Journalism Education Council.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Starting with you, Morten Skovsgaard. You have taught journalism students and you also do scientific research in Danish newsrooms implementing constructive journalism. What is your main findings?
That this is difficult, and I think it was quite illuminating that one of the students said that it was quite late having this course on the fourth semester because they already were taught in a different way of approaching and perceiving journalism. So going out into newsrooms where you have conducted journalism in the same way for 20, 30 years, and then implementing change in a new way of producing, conducting journalism is not something you can do overnight. It takes time, and you have to be careful that you connect the changes that you do to the existing values that are already in the organization. If you come in and think that you can turn everything on its head overnight, then you're doomed to fail.
What is the problem when you get out there and look at a newsroom? Why doesn't it work out there from day one?
I think one of the issues is that journalists have a strong self-identity, a strong value as this fourth estate, watchdogs of society that are in the world to point out problems that someone else should do something about. And that strong self-identity is, of course, in some ways challenged by this constructive perspective, or at least the perception of constructive journalism can sometimes stand in the way, because what you often hear in terms of criticism of constructive journalism is that it's just happy stories, positive stories, and then there is sometimes among some journalists a perception that they should then that should crowd out the negative stories or the stories that point out problems, which is one of the challenges, is to make people comfortable with the fact that the critical journalism will, as you said, the constructive journalism stands on the shoulders of critical problem-oriented journalism. And that's, of course, not something that you can do overnight to say, now we want a different perspective, but it should go hand in hand with what is already there. And I would say, in addition to that, that journalism is also very much a craft where you kind of you work on conventions. So you don't really have the time to reflect every day deeply about what you do. You also have to do things by conventions, basically. And if you have to kind of implement new things into these conventions, you can't do it overnight. It's the same as if I usually cook my dinners at a specific time, then it's really difficult to implement a new habit of doing it 2 hours later, because I will be hungry and all sorts of different reactions. I will have resistance towards doing it a different way overnight. So I think these things you need to take quite seriously when you try to implement constructive journalism.
So when you're out there and you talk to people, do they feel that they can actually use some of the constructive journalism tools, or is it just too difficult for them?
Well, journalists too, are different from each other, of course. So you kind of encounter different types of people. You encounter the journalists that actually embrace it very much, and you also encounter the ones who resist, but can see what the basic idea is. And then you, of course, also encounter a few that are really resistant towards constructive journalism, for instance. But I think actually what I find from the interviews that I did and the research that I did was that people are not basically against the idea at large. It's more about how is it implemented into an everyday work day where people are busy, where it's a lot of things are expected from them. Also that they dig out new problems or problematic issues in society. How do you then also kind of find the time to implement more nuances, more kind of like more solutions into your journalism and so on. And I think in that sense, the management also has a big responsibility of providing the opportunity structure for change, basically, because if you don't point out what then should not be done, then people will also feel, okay, now you're giving me something extra that I need to do. And I think in every organization, basically, more or less, unless they think really consciously about it, you would see more things added and less things removed. So I think if you want to add a constructive perspective to your journalism, you also need to point out what should we do less of, what is not then necessary to do. So I also think that's an important point for the management to have to provide the opportunity structure for the implementation.
And also, it might be easier if we were just taught from the very beginning when we're at the schools of journalism around the world that it's actually a tool that we can use when it makes sense. Nico Drok, let me turn to you. You're head of the European Association of Journalism Education Centers. When you look across Europe, why it's so difficult to get the schools to adopt to a thought of constructive journalism?
Well, there are many reasons for that, and it is impossible to tell you in 5 minutes, but I'll try. You know, schools of journalism have the habit of following the industry. They don't want to walk ahead of the industry, and that is a risky business, walking ahead, because accreditation systems across Europe, they reinforce being conformist. If a student does well on an internship, you get extra points. So you have to adapt to the journalism profession as it is. Now, in journalism itself, people do not deny that there is a crisis. I have been in journalism education for 40 years now, and in the first 20 years, there was not a crisis at all. In the next 10 years, there was a crisis, but they denied that there was a crisis. And now people believe, yes, journalism is in crisis. So I think the situation will become better for change. But we like to think in journalism that the crisis comes from outside. So it comes from technology, it comes from internet, it comes from the financial situation. And therefore, if we look for solutions, we also look in the technological sphere. So we think by ourselves, what shall we do with TikTok, or should we do virtual reality, or whatever? Or we think about finances, how should we do new paywalls or another business model, or et cetera, et cetera. But it's all about the means. These kind of thinking in the industry itself is strongly focused on the means of journalism and not on its goals. And I think the essential part of constructive journalism is that it redefines the goals of journalism. And therefore, I do not think that it is only an issue of adding one or two tools to an existing curriculum. I think constructive journalism is not about a tool set, it is about a mindset. So I think I disagree with those who say you can put it in the fourth year. I think it has to be taught from the very start. In many schools in Europe, we still use the Galtung news values. And more recently, Harker and O'Neill have studied again what are the news values at this moment. And we still find the things like conflict, drama, bad news, the things that are exceptional, etc. So this is the practice. And if schools follow practice, they will follow these news values. And I think it's our responsibility to take the situation as it is now in the world and in journalism, to renew journalism through education. So to go from the follower mode into the innovator mode. And that is difficult, but I think we see first signs. I have done some research too among European teachers, about more than 1,000 European teachers, and in 2021 we will go global with this research, including all of Russia, China, US, Brazil, etc. And what we ask the teachers is things about their view on what journalism should be, and it's hopeful. I mean, I can go on for hours about this subject, but you want to ask a question.
Yes, I want to ask a question. I'll go back to you, Morten Skovsgaard. If you could look a little bit further and look into the future, how do you see constructive journalism in, like, let's say 5 years from now?
Yeah, it's difficult. 5 years is quite a short time span, I think, in terms of implementing change. But as I see it, there are more and more recognition that something needs to be done within the news business. I think Nico also pointed to that. And I think there is a window for some kind of change. But of course, you have different obstacles to people embracing this change, because not everybody agrees that this is the right way of or the right mindset for journalism. I mean, when you see debates about the constructive journalism, you also often encounter the argument that, well, we need to point out problems in society, and we are not the ones who need to be active in terms of doing something about it. Other institutions have to do that. So, of course, it's not just kind of like, it's not that people just would agree with constructive journalism but have a hard time doing it. It's also that the mindset is not, of course, not agreed upon by all. So I think 5 years is a bit a short time span, but I think on the longer time span, maybe 10, 15 years, I think we'll see much more diverse journalism that also focuses on including people and citizens and activating them, and also implementing more nuances into journalism, and also kind of also seeing the good things in society, not only the non-working things in society.
Very short, Nico, I just need to hear from you. How do you think of the way constructive journalism will be able to spread out in Europe? Very short.
Well, of course, through education. I think that is vital to talk about this and keep talking about this within the group of journalism schools. But we have also one tiny blessing in disguise, and it is called news avoidance. We just finished a research among Dutch young people, and we asked the news avoiders, and this is a growing group, what is the main reason? And to say it very shortly, the negativity in the news is the answer. So I think if this would go on, I would not hope it for journalism, but if this would go on, it would raise consciousness that negativity is not good for your business model either. And if you don't want to change for cultural reasons, then do it for financial reasons.
Yeah. So actually we can be forced to make changes. Thank you so much, Nico Drok. And also thanks to you, Morten Skovsgaard. I'll let Ulrik know that you think that 5 years maybe is a little short time to make the big changes. But thank you both.